is up? What is up? What is up? I just had to get that out of my system. Sorry. So, thank you. I have to give this one a shout out to Jay Williams. I listen to his videos, and a lot of the times he'll touch on subjects, and it'll help me remember something, things I don't remember. One of them is another one of these pins and needles, as I've talked about, as I've discussed. I dealt with defects a lot in my day, okay? They were always...
In a quarter mile, turn right onto the ramp to US 78 West.
They were always a part of my life since I had kids. Like I said, from day one, I've been dealing with defects. All the way back from the very beginning of my marriage. So one of these times was when we were in the hotel, okay? We had just gotten the boys back, obviously, or Child Protective Services defects.
Traffic is getting worse. You will now arrive at 4:10 p.m.
Uh-oh. I just did a side job for myself from the guy with the artwork. Nice people. Referred through a customer through the company I work through. So I'm starting to get calls for stuff of my own. That's a blessing in its own, right? So I met that dude. It was actually his mom. Hard to believe, man. This guy's like my age, grown, lives at home with mom, and he's an artist. I mean, you see that work? Insanity. You heard me tell him, like, I'd be jealous. I'm jealous. I wish I could do that stuff, man. That's, you know, if you know who Sinister Monopoly is, that stuff pays big bucks. It really does. You know, any piece of artwork pays anywhere from $100, depending on how known the person is, up all the way to 100,000 to $1 million, depending how popular you become in your life and when you die, you know. So he's one of these artsy dudes. So anyways, another one of these pins and needles. We'd just gotten the boys back. It was me and my wife in the hotel with Colin and Zach, right? So, as I've mentioned before, defects is my own family members. Both sides of the family have called defects on us before. So these were one of those times.
Turn right onto the ramp to US 78 West, then merge onto US 78 West.
When these things happen, you rarely ever to never see it happen. You know, it's going to hit you it's out of left field. And 9 times out of 10, your pants are going to be dropped, so to speak. So it was another one of these pins and needles moments. Bang, 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 bang. I open the door, and there's CPS. There's defects. Lady with a clipboard, and a man dressed almost like a nurse, okay? He's dressed in that manner because he's come for a urine analysis. So, on the whim, no ands if buts about it, they pull out a cup and you pee in a cup right on the spot. And
continue on US 78 West for 3 miles.
And for what I'm about to tell you is factual. I dealt with them 4 or 5 different times, so I'm not telling you, you know, I'm a truthful man when it comes to all this. I was a liar in my day. Anything you hear me say on here is going to be factual and to the point and real. So, and you can bet your sweet ass on it. No make-believe, no kindergarten bullshit about it. Some real life. I've been on some real life.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 2 for I-285 south toward Augusta, Macon.
Most of you are not going to know this. Most people don't know this. I know people that have gone to prison that don't know this. A lot of people never dealt with that to deal with defects before. I know guys have gone to prison and didn't deal with defects. Somehow they had a baby's mama that, you know, took care of things and, you know, had a coach family. But for me, it was never like that. So, once again, my own family, one of my own family members, and we don't know at this point who it is and on which side. At this point, it could be a variety of different people and or family members and friends. Now there's the ambulance. So somebody calls DFAX. Knock, 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 knock. They come in, man and a woman. Woman's got the clipboard. The guy's dressed in nursing attire, right? He's dressed, like I said, that way because he's putting on his gloves. Why? Let you think about it for a second. Why is he putting on his blue throwaway gloves? Because he might be he's going to have to touch something that could very well.
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 2 for I-285 south toward Augusta, Macon.
He's going to touch some items that are going to have urine on them, okay? As soon as I know this all too well. Some of you are going to know this. Some of you are going to not know this at all.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 2, then keep left at the fork.
Sorry for being distracted driving home. So, most of you are not going to know this.
Keep left at the fork.
When you see the rubber gloves comes on, it's game time, okay? Left.
Continue on I-285 south for 7 miles.
Oh, shit. I hope I moved the right way. Yeah, I think I did. I think I can. So, the rubber gloves go. I see him do that. The rubber gloves. I get freaking spooked. Okay? Pins and needles. Somebody, drum roll. Drum roll, please. So, they come in. Dude puts his his gloves on. I'm freaking out now at this point. Would you or would you not? Okay, I had just gotten the boys back. I was on probation for 2 years. It took 2 years and a couple of months to get the boys back. There was nobody on the planet, and I would have to say, and however you would guess or say, but not only did I have to pay and do everything, I had to pay a lawyer the second time, okay, to get my kids back. So I went through all kind of hoops, like I've said and mentioned. Anger management class, parenting class, on top of 240 hours community service. I had to do all that before I could even go back to court to get my kids. Even after the 2 years was over, my probation was up, I still couldn't have my kids back, okay? I still have to go back to court to get my kids back. So I have to save, and so I had the money at the time, the first available time that I can get a court date. First I have to wait 2 years on probation. As soon as the 2 years is up, then the clock's then I can get my kids back. At that moment, I already had the money saved up, paid my lawyer, and at that moment, he can get me a court date, okay? I can't go the same day that the 2 years is up, and that date, that certain date and time when I can now file to go to court. I was there, I had the money, okay? So I wasn't all that much of a piece of shit, and I wasn't a bad parent. I cared. It broke my heart that I couldn't see my kids that were taken away from me, okay? Like I said, I had 240 hours community service, I had $330 rent, I had all kind of shit to fend, to take care of and do to get them back. Like I said, it was no easy tasks by any means. And there again, on top of your everyday living, I had to save up and hire my lawyer for the second time. So I get my kids back now, 2+ years into it. And I'm just gotten off probation. Before my probation was up, I started fooling with Roxy's again, started screwing with pills again, right? It got worse and worse. Trying to stick to the story. So I already had opiates in my system, okay? You can do a Roxy, you can do an opiate, you can do a Percocet, and 3 to 5 days you can guarantee That's going to be out of your system. Give it a week on the far end, whatever, okay? I wasn't doing pills every day yet, and I wasn't even really doing them every week. Maybe I'd get a Roxy every Friday. Maybe I wouldn't at this point, but I'm dabbling. At this point, I'm dirty, okay? This is one of those times that I had gone and was doing pills, and I was dirty. When the CPS officers, CPS officer, not police officer, CPS officer. But what I was getting at is don't find this a bit out there at all. But CPS has more pull than the police have. Understand that. CPS, Child Protective Services, DFACS have more. They have more that they can do to you than the police can. Let me explain. Police comes to your house, you have to have a warrant from the judge. Police come to your house and say you and your wife or your kids are acting up, whatever the deal is. If he's come and he's not, he can't just walk in your house and take your kids, okay? He's got to go and get a signed order from a judge. Before the judge is even going to give him a signed order, they want blood and urine. The courts want something to go for. You can't, it wouldn't be allowed that, they wouldn't get away with it. Cops just walk in your house and take your kids just as they felt like it, right? They'd have to have something to go on. Usually someone will call in and say some BS, but even then, you've heard my stories. Hearsay don't mean jack. I've told you stories where my kids told police. Both my kids told police I was doing heroin. There wasn't jack they could do about it. I had drugs in my house at these times, okay? They can't do nothing about it. But DFACS is a whole different ball game, okay? DFACS who walk in your house and say piss in a cup, and you say no, they pick your children up and walk out of your house with your children. And if you buck and say no, they call the police. They are going, you turn up dirty, they are going, and you don't have a choice. If they say piss in a cup and you say no, go fuck yourself, they're taking your kids, and if you fight with them physically or whatever, then they call the police. Then the police comes and lets them take your kids. Look up, for instances, if you think I'm exaggerating or bullshit, I'm not exaggerating a bit. They have more authority than the police. Here's these two DFACS officers, and they hand out 3 cups. One for Christy, one for Colin, one for Zach. I truly think and believe, not only was a godsend, obviously, pins and needles there again. They're pissing the 3 of them, but they're not pissing me. The one schmuck, dumbass, POS at the time, who's dirty, they don't piss me. They piss the 3 of them. Piss Colin, Zach, and Christy. Right there on the spot. What do you think would happen if Christy would have said no? I'm telling you what would have happened. They would have taken Colin, Zach, and if we'd have bucked, they'd have called the police, and then they would have taken the boys. Known fact. Pins and needles. Why didn't I get pissed at the time? It had to be something revolving and around me. The boys had just gotten out of group home, okay? So they weren't on drugs. It was absolutely, positively that there was no way in hell that they were going to turn up positive for drugs. But they pissed him nonetheless. And they pissed my wife. And thank you, God, that she was clean. They pissed her and not me. There again.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 46 for I-20 West toward Ralph D. Abernathy Freeway, Atlanta.
I'm also not saying, and this is one of these way out there crazy, wacky coincidences, I'm not saying that on this one. On this one, I think it's the complete opposite, to be bona fide truthful with you, and I don't know how. Had to have some godliness in there. Had to be. Why didn't they piss me? I'm the one that's doing drugs. Whoever called them didn't call them and tell them Colin and Zach are doing drugs. Didn't call and tell them my wife was doing drugs, obviously. I still to this day don't understand and don't get it. Only a few things that make sense to me. I'm a rational person. I think rationally. And I know a lot about the system, laws, all kind of bad shit that I learned and accumulated knowledge-wise over the years. We will discuss some of this on another video. Why I personally think they didn't piss me. For one, they were probably 90% sure that I was going to turn up dirty. They were going to have to take my kids from me. Understand, there's two ways this thing plays out. There's one of two ways out. What I'm going to tell you is, again, I'm factual. Best believe I've done my research. I'm not the type of person to make myself look stupid.
In a quarter mile, use the right two lanes to take exit 46 for I-20 West toward Ralph D. Abernathy Freeway, Atlanta.
If there's a chance at all I'm going to be wrong, I'm going to say it up front. I'm not going to let somebody come and check me and make me look like an idiot online. I ain't going to do it. I ain't cut that way. So when I tell you something, there's no guesses.
Use the right two lanes to take exit 46, then keep right at the fork.
It's factual. It's years and years of experience, knowledge, education. I've been
keep right at the fork
in the dope game for 30 to 40 years, okay? Could you grasp the 35 years? Okay, that's as long as most of you have been breathing. CPS is a proven fact that they are child traffickers, a proven fact. I can show you video after video after video of kids that tell about how they were sexually abused in group homes. It's a fact, okay? It's a fact that all our government officials and way high ups are child abusers, child molesters. The higher up the rank you go, the more sick and disturbing you get. You don't get to be a high-level CIA agent. You don't get to be a high-level CIA agent without being cool with child rape, child murder, sex trafficking, drugs, abuse. You don't get to be up here in the government without being okay with that. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm not telling you something I might know. I'm not telling you something I think I might know. I'm telling you something that I've done research about, and I know for 100% fact. And I do give you the facts. Look up Robert Steele. I showed the video. I talked to the guy. He's dead now. Robert Steele. Look that up. He did a video where he's in a room with a bunch of other high-ups, and he tells all about it. CIA, all their hubs all over the world they store and sell drugs, children, and gold, drugs, and children. That's what we are known for. That's why we go to war. That's why we go to war, and we basically pretend like this other country's such bad people. All it is about us going over there and stealing their resources. That's what it's about. All our CIA hubs, they're full of children, drugs, gold, what's the other thing I was talking about? Artifacts. These are big commodities in their world, okay? So there was a lady, Nancy something or other, and if you're really interested, comment, and I'll get back to you with it. Nancy Schaefer. Look this up your damn self. Head of way high up in CPS, Child Protective Services. She was way up there, Nancy Schaefer. And she did a video, and she exploited this. She told this you can see the video. I don't know if you can see the video anymore, because a lot of the stuff I'm telling you, I've seen with my two eyes and ears. They're not going to always be on the internet. There's conspiracy videos I go looking for of stuff that I know factual. They're gone already. Okay, I've told some of them. Before Tom Brady won the Super Bowl, I could have told you 3 months before the Super Bowl in Gematria that he was going to not only win the Super Bowl, but he was going to get his 7th ring. I knew that 3 months before the football game. Okay, so some of the shit I'm telling you, you can find this out yourself. All the stuff that happens on the news is government setups. If you can learn what gematria is, and there's guys out there that watch the news and decipher it in gematria and predict events. Not there again, not a maybe, not something I don't know anything, very little to nothing about. I know a lot about this, okay? Gematria. Look it up yourself. They're not going to tell you about this. You won't hear about this in school. You won't hear about this on the news. This is cover up. This is not for everyone to know and see, okay? People like me that talk about this shit usually wind up dead. When I do wind up dead, I'm going to heaven, okay? So therefore, I really don't give a damn. We are all going to have some very hard choices and decisions in the very near future. You heard it here first. Our world's fixing to change. I want to be one of these ones that, one of the first few to bring it to you, real and live. Nancy Shaper was the head of CPS. She retired. She told the story. She was murdered immediately after telling the document. Go look this up. This, like I'm telling you, this ain't maybe. This ain't no Fisher Price. This ain't no baby gaga goo goo bullshit. These are facts I'm giving you. The head of the CPS, there again, Nancy Shaper, told the world this, and they murdered her, okay? She died right after saying this. I seen the interview with my own two eyes. Nancy Shaper, head of CPS, conspiracy. Go look it up. What I'm telling you is the facts. So, they're selling kids. They're slinging kids. How or why they didn't take my kids is mind-baffling to me still to the day. I'm thinking that sometimes they get overwhelmed and they get backed up and they don't want to take everybody's kids, okay? If not for that, if not for them having abundance of kids, say it would have been the off season, whatever, my kids would have been gone. I watch videos day after day. I watch and see videos of all this kind of conspiracy shit, real videos, real people telling their stories on TikTok. Go look and see yourself. People pouring their heart out and start crying, telling about how they were taken away by Child Protective Services and raped and abused their whole life while they were in it. This, what I'm telling you, is fact. 800,000 kids go missing in the United States every year alone. This fact is from 10 years ago when I first started learning conspiracy. This is from 10 years ago. 800,000 kids that they report go missing every year in the United States without paperwork. Can you grasp that? Almost 1 million kids go missing every year and they're never found. You mean to tell me anybody is actually that dense and stupid that you don't realize that it's our own people that are in power and government are the ones that are doing this, that control this? If it was me and you doing this, there would be way more people be in prison over this. Where are they all winding up at? You want to know where they wound up at? They wound up in your McDonald's hamburgers and sausages. That's where they wound up at. And if you don't believe that, you shouldn't be watching me. All I got to say to you. If you don't believe that little bit about, then you won't believe anything I got to say. Facts. So, the next video may, not sure, not positive, don't know how far I want to go with this. So I was on with Gunnar Allen Lindblom, talking on his YouTube channel the other day, and was telling him a little bit about some of the stuff I've been telling you guys with the Freemason stuff. He didn't know. He said, let's do a show about it. He was very interested. I never heard nothing like this. I told him about the videos I have of told him very little, but the little I did tell him, enough that he wants to do a show with me about it. I told him about and all of you that follow me know the job where in the backyards on the other side, there's a airplane hangar, airplane runway right next to the job I'm working, right next to a Freemason lodge. You should all by now be up to speed on what I'm talking about. We went back and we took did another video after and showing you.
There's a crash on I-20 West between exits 49 and 44 that is causing a delay. You can avoid it by going via I-20 West and US 78 West, which saves 6 minutes. If you prefer to stay on the current route, tap no thanks.
Sorry. So Alan Gunner wants to do a video about it. So if you've kept up, you know that. If you've kept up with me enough, you know that I have found...
In a quarter mile, keep left to stay on I-20 West.
I have found a way to skyrocket to success tomorrow. They found out how people get rich.
Keep left to stay on I-20 West.
And I found out who and where to contact these people that could have me in a mansion anywhere in the world I wanted by next week. I've met these people. Yes, we are talking about the Illuminati. And you may think I'm full of shit, but I've not yet to lie to you about anything. And why am I going to start now? I've told you the who, I've told you the what, I've told you the how. Most of you may or may not know this. There's only one or two people that I know. Danny Martin would possibly be the very one and only person that I know that's going to know anything about what I'm saying. I have a TikTok account, okay? And for those of you that don't know that much about any of this, TikTok is, in my wife's words herself, TikTok is the devil, okay? I have a TikTok account, okay? I have 1,020-something followers, okay? I have more followers there than here by far. Well, over 1,000 people follow me there. So I'm there all the time talking.
In half a mile, keep left to stay on I-20 West.
If you're interested, you can go to TikTok and you can see the how, the who, and the how, and the why, okay? You can see that yourself on my TikTok, okay? Like I said,
keep left to stay on I-20 West.
1,000 people follow me there, and on TikTok you can find the Illuminati, you can find the devil, you can find prostitution, you can find...
Keep left to stay on I-20 West.
Whatever in the hell your heart desires, it's there, okay? And there again, for you, this is going to be news to most everyone. I have a TikTok account, okay? There again, 1,000 people follow me. I post pictures from there. My pictures and my little sayings go from there to Instagram to Facebook, okay? This is how I'm hoping to pick up traction, and I'm getting traction and noticed in all these other places, but they're not helping YouTube at all. So kind of got me in a mind F. So I'm saying YouTube's the worst I do. I got 3,600 friends on Facebook. I got people daily that friend request me. I've got 1,023 followers on TikTok. I'm Mike is Nuts on TikTok, okay? On Instagram, I am Mike_IMADD's advocate. On my Instagram, I have 600 followers. Not do as good there. The numbers fluctuate there. They always stay at 600. They go under a few hairs. They go up a few hairs, like 604. I do 600 on Instagram followers. Not shit, but... And like I said, I got 1,000 followers on TikTok. So my strongest is probably TikTok. And like what I'm telling you, you can find the Illuminati on TikTok. There's a lot of frauds. There's a lot of fakes. Yes. And there again, I tell you when there's a maybe or a maybe in question or a play, I tell you maybe, I'm not sure. And I'll even ask for people's thoughts and advice. This isn't one of those for instances. I've learned to decipher and find the real from the phony, okay? I have spoken with those kind of people and had many conversations with them, okay? I can't speak about those conversations. Some of those conversations have kept me up at night, have scared the living daylights out of me, okay? That's why I'm still at 200 followers. I've talked to these people. I know what they're about. And they've made it very clear what they're about and what it takes. And there again, I'm here with 200 followers. You would know immediately if the day ever came, if my wife passed away accidentally, probably would go do some shit that I wouldn't do while I'm still married. But I'm still married, and I love my wife, and every day I go home and I see my wife and my kiddies, and I love them all very much. I'm not going to admit it. I drool over the money.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 51B for I-285 north toward Chattanooga, Greenville.
The thought of selling out crosses my mind, not daily, all the time, all day long now. I'm haunted with it. I think it's part of one of these things. Once you sacrifice, you do without, you get rewarded. That's on both sides of the playing field. That's on God and on devil. Believe what you want, believe what you will. There again, I'm a believer in God. And I know for a fact that there's a God, and I know for a fact that there's a devil, okay? There are all these people, these rich people all over the world. You think they believe in the dead and do this devil type shit, and you think that they are all happen to be the richest, wealthiest people in the world? You think they're believing something that's not real and don't work? Sorry if you don't believe in it. It's real. It works. I've seen the shit. I've heard the shit. I know a lot more now than than I ever wanted to know, truthfully. Because I did get in my feelings and got to a point of, wow,
In half a mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 51B for I-285 north toward Chattanooga, Greenville.
I was offered a mansion anywhere in the world of my choice. Could you imagine if someone told you that? You could live in a mansion anywhere in the world and uncountable wealth. Do I need to say that again? I've been offered
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit 51B.
Could you imagine what uncountable wealth is? Shit, what am I doing?
In 1.5 miles, take exit 12 for US 78, US 278 toward Hollowell Parkway.
That. I will give you a mansion anywhere in the world, and you get
in 2 miles, take
wealth.
exit 49 for Georgia 70 Fulton Industrial Boulevard toward Fulton County Airport.
How much is uncountable wealth? Would you like me to tell you what a figure I've heard? $500,000 a month. Not a year, a month. What do you think you have to do for $500,000 a month? What do you think you have to do to get a mansion anywhere in the world? And for everyone else, I don't know. All of you that know me and watch my videos already know what's going through my head. Yeah, of course, I want to, with my dream of have a mansion in Hollywood. I've had these offers given to me. Be driving a Bugatti, a Ferrari, whatever my heart desired by next week. Not next month, not next year, next week. 3 days. In 3 days. Do you know what that's done to me mentally? Knowing that kind of information? It's fucking with me, I'll be honest with you. It fucks with me hard. I could be in a mansion anywhere in the world. Imagine how fucking you guys people would think low on me then, or whatever.
In half a mile, take exit 49 for Georgia 70 Fulton Industrial Boulevard toward Fulton County Airport.
I have to say this. You just talk some bullshit, and all of a sudden I'm posting videos in a mansion in Hollywood. Would you
take exit 49, then turn right onto Georgia 70 North.
If my wife died, you could bet it was